about Mitch Landrieu's team, the infrastructure.
Sure.
Can you talk about what specific tasks that team is going to be handling, what kind of staff he's going to get, and who they're already meeting with and working with?
Well, in terms of the staffing question, I think that's still being determined. But what his role will be, I would say, is akin to the role Gene Sperling has had in implementing the bipartisan infrastructure piece of legislation that includes engaging closely with local elected officials, mayors, governors. Fortunately, he's got some experience doing exactly that. It includes working closely with agencies, and he has this group of agency leaders he meets with on a regular basis to talk about what their plans are for implementation. So it includes overseeing all of those components to make sure this piece of legislation is effectively implemented and is done so with eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse.
Talk about, you mentioned mayors and governors that he's working with. A lot of this money through grants is going to end up with those local officials who have to distribute it in whatever way they're going to. Are you at all, how are you mentioned that he's talking to them, but are you doing anything to prepare those officials to be able to get this money out the door and use it in the way that the president wants it used and the law intends it to be?
Right. There was an executive order that laid out kind of the 6 priorities of how this would be approached. Investing the public dollars efficiently, buying American, creating good paying opportunities for millions of Americans, investing public dollars equitably. That's the model that he is pursuing this through. There are a number of different agencies that are overseeing key components of the implementation, as you know. Some of these programs are grant making. Some of them are programs that are already up and running, where we're augmenting and adding more to it. You may have seen that there was an announcement from EPA yesterday, right, about a project that was going to be underway to knock down and replace lead pipes. That's a program that could happen on the earlier end. We've talked a little bit about how taking steps to continue to address congestion at ports is a top priority. That continues to be the case. There are some components of this, massive infrastructure projects, that will require a longer-term approach because we want to do it effectively and we want to do it right. He is overseeing all of that, working in close coordination with agencies and leaders, mayors, governors in these states to implement not just short-term but also longer-term projects. Okay, we have a visitor today.